Vayashkem Avraham baboiker vayachavoishes chamoiroi. Zrizim magdimin lemitzvah. In Sefer Minchas Osher brings down that we find 4 gedorim. Number 1, zrizim magdimin lemitzvahs. Number 2, sheiyas mitzvah lo meshahim. Number 3, chavivo mitzvah beshaito. Number 4, ein ma'avirin al ha-mitzvahs. And he's masber each one separately. Number 1, zrizim magdimin lemitzvahs. This halacha is brought down 2 places in Shas. Psochim and Yuma. Psochim dav dalet amud aleph, and Yuma dav chof ches amud beis. And the mekor from this halacha is today's parsha, Akedas Yitzchok. Vayashkem Avraham baboiker. And Avraham got up in the morning to go out for the Akedas Yitzchok. There's another place in the Yalkut that we learn from the Posuk by Maises Sedoim, Vayashkem Avraham baboiker el hamokom asher omat shom es penei Hashem. So we have a machlokes between the Gemara and the Yalkut, if we learn it from the Akedah or from Maises Sedoim. From these 2 places we learn a person that does a mitzvah has to do it with zrizes. But there's a problem, Tosfos asks. Bishlom with the Akedah was a mitzvah. Avram got up early to do the tzivui Hashem. But the hashkomo, getting early to be mispalel for Sedoim, what kind of mitzvah is that? But the answer could be with a Gemara in Brochus Daf Chavov Med Beis, that from this posuk, Vayashkem Avraham baboiker el hamokom asher omat shom, and Avraham got up early in the morning, the place that he stood there. What I mean, he stood. Ein amido, standing means tefillah. By Shmoneh Esrei we have to stand. And from here we learned that Avraham was mesaken tefillas shachris. We know each one of the ovos was mesaken one of the tefillas. The Gemara says in Brochus, Avraham shachris, Yitzchok mincho, Yankov mariv. From here we learn that Avraham Avinu was mesaken tefillas shachris. If that's the case, it's a mitzvah. But we could learn from here zrizim magdimas lemitzvahs. When you come to Daven Shachris, daven early, not late. And there's a 3rd place in the Psikta that we learn that zrizim magdimas lemitzvahs from the posuk Yud Ches Vov. Vaymaher Avraham ho'ohelo el soro, and Avraham ran to be mekayim mitzvahs achnosas orchim. What is the chiddush? That even mitzvahs sheben odem lechaveiro is shayich zrizus. I would have a havamina only by the akedo, by tefillo. In these things, ben odem lamokum is shayich zrizus magdimas lemitzvahs. The chiddush is that even achnosas orchim ben odem lechaveiro is shayich zrizim magdimas lemitzvahs. What is the inyan from zrizim magdimas lemitzvahs? Why do you have to show zrizus by a mitzvah? The Meiri in Masechta Horoyos explains that by doing a mitzvah with zrizus shows the chashivas that a person has towards the mitzvah. You saw it from zrizim magdimin lemitzvahs is chibub mitzvah. Mitzvahs ahavas Hashem. Love to do the mitzvahs Hashem. So all these mitzvahs that are kosher the whole day, there's a mitzvah of zrizis to do it at the beginning of the day, like tefillah, milo, tkiya shoifer. The Gemara Megillah Daf Chov Amud Beis says, even though the ksherim kol hayoim kosher lekriyas hamegillah v'lehalel, but midin zrizim magdimin lemitzvahs, in the kiyum of the mitzvah has to be done early. How about mitzvahs kedushin? To be mekadesh aisha. Is there a mitzvah of zrizim magdimas lemitzvahs by kedushin? The etzem kedushin is not a mitzvah. The toitzah from the kedushin is a mitzvah. Therefore, it's not shaykh in this mitzvahs kedushin, zrizim magdimin lemitzvahs, and you could make the kedushin late. The same thing with shchita. Shchita is not a mitzvah to shecht, it's a matir. Mashenk and tkiyah shofar, that's a mitzvah. In Mikra Adin, you should blow the shofar on shachris. The only reason we do not blow the shofar shachris is because once there was a gezeira that Yidden should not blow the shofar on shachris, the goyim did not let us. So it stayed like that. The second stage, Shehiyas mitzvah loy meshahim. And the mekor from this halacha is a gemara Masechta Yevamos, Daf Mem Zayin Amud Beis. A ger that wants to be misgayer, we are moedim oinshin and schara mitzvahs, and if he's mekabel on himself, malin oiso miyat, because shiyoi mitzvah lo meshahinan. The reason for this is because maybe something can happen and the mitzvah will not be miskayim. Shema titurev hasho'o. So you try to be mekayim the mitzvah as soon as possible. Now this is no gather of chibub mitzvah, but it's an archoko and a chashash bittul mitzvah. That's why the lotion is not chiyuvi, but lotion shlili. Don't wait. Masheenkem zrizim magdimin lemitzvah, do early. That's lotion chiyuvi. don't wait, is Loshen Shlili. The third stage is Chavivo Mitzvah Beshaito. The Mekor for this halacha is also a Gemara in Psochin Daf Samech Chesumet Beis. Omar Rabbi Shimon, Bo Ure'eh Kamo Chavivo Mitzvah Beshaito. It says in Posuk, Oilas Shabbos Beshabbatoi. The korbanos of Shabbos is a mitzvah to be maktir on Shabbos, even though they could be maktir moitzoe Shabbos, and there is no chilul Shabbos then. Afal Piken, the Torah says, Chavivo mitzvah beshaito, do the hekter chalovim ve'evorim on Shabbos, and do not wait for moitzoe Shabbos. In Daf Kuf Chesumet Beis, if somebody has macholim chavivim, should he eat them Friday night or Shabbos in the morning? The halacha is, the kovot of the Sudas Yoim is bigger than the Sudas Lailo. Kvoit Yoim adif mikvoit Lailo. How about if somebody has one kois yain and he has a choice for Kiddush Friday night or for the Suda Shabbos in the morning? Do I say Kvoit Yoim adif or do I say Chavivo mitzvah beshaito? Now I have the mitzvah's Kiddush. I'm not allowed to wait for the morning. The Gemara says Chavivo mitzvah beshaito, and you make Kiddush with wine at night, even though the Kvoit Yom is adif. What is the gather of Chavivo mitzvah beshaito? Every mitzvah that has a zman iker and a zman noisuf, an extra zman. The extra zman is like tashlumin. You do the mitzvah in the iker zman. That's called Chavivo mitzvah beshaito. The iker mitzvah is Oila Shabbos beshabbatoi. If you didn't do it on Shabbos, you can do it motzoi Shabbos. Chavivo mitzvah beshato in the Shas mitzvah. Masha'enken zrizim magdimen le mitzvahs is all one zman. The milah is entire day. Beyoim hashmini. As zrizim magdimen le mitzvahs, try to mimekayim the mitzvah at the beginning of that zman. As chiv mitzvah. It's not two zmanim. By Olas Shabbos there are two zmanim. Shabbos and Motzoi Shabbos. You do it on Shabbos not midin zrizim magdimen le mitzvahs, but midin Chaviva mitzvah beshaito. There are two zmanim. Zman Shabbos and Zman Motzei Shabbos. Motzei Shabbos is b'di'evet. By Milah is one big zman, Yom HaShmini. But there's a din of zrizim magdim in the mitzvahs. Do the mitzvah as soon as possible in that same zman. Now the fourth madrega is Ein ma'avirin ala mitzvahs. The mekor from this halacha is a gemara Megillah Davov Med Beis and Yuma Lamed Gimel Lamed Aleph. The posuk says in Parshas Boy, Ushmartem es matzos al tikre matzos elo mitzvos. Just like a matzah, you have to make bezrizes. It should not turn into chometz. The Gemara says, mitzvah aboliyotcho al tachmitzeno. Don't let the zman make the mitzvah chometzdik. And the beer from this halacha is midin bizui mitzvah. When somebody is oiver on the mitzvah, he is mevayesh the mitzvah. It's a bizoyon of the mitzvah. And there are three oifanim in the gather of bizui mitzvah. If somebody walks into the Beis HaMikdash and he has in front of him two mitzvahs, to be medashen the mizbeach and to be medashen the menorah, which one should he do first? Since the mizbeach he encounters earlier, so he has to do that first. Shepogea b'mizbeach tchilo, and afterwards the menorah. But if he does the menorah first, he's mevayesh the mizbeach. That's the first gather. So if you have two mitzvahs, the one in front of you has kedimo as mitzvah bo v'yotcho al tachmitzeno. The second case is the same mitzvah. You have the mizbeach hazohov and you have to give matan arba krunos. Ein ma'avirin ala mitzvahs. You start with the koron right next to you. So in one mitzvah is shayich, ein ma'avirin ala mitzvahs. The third case is in the zman of the mitzvah. The Gemara Megillah Davov Med Beis by Mikra Megillah, and you have two others, Adar Rishon and Adar Sheni. It's a machloikis in the Gemara whether you're supposed to lay in the Megillah on the first Adar or on the second Adar. Rabbi Eliezer ben Yankev says in the first Adar because of Ein ma'avirin ala mitzvahs. Even though we don't pass like that, we pass like Rab Shimon ben Gamliel over there for a different reason. Similar to them, the Gemara in Psoch Daf Samech Daled Amud Beis, by Korban Pesach, they had Shuras of Kohanim taking the dam from the Korban Pesach and switching with the empty vessels. Which one should he take first? The empty one or the full one? The answer is Ein ma'avirim ala mitzvahs. You have to take the full one first and afterwards the empty one. The Kabbalah of the full vessel is a mitzvah and the Chazor of the empty vessel is not a mitzvah. So these are the four Gedorim. Zrizim magdimas lemitzvah, she'i mitzvah lo meshahin, chaviv mitzvah beshaito, and ein ma'avirin ala mitzvahs.